Well, welcome, friends. I just wanted to give you an update on my shoulder recovery. This is part two. The first part was right after I'd had the shoulder surgery. Now it's been 4 weeks since I've had the surgery. Obviously, I don't have that pain pump thing anymore. And that thing was really good for the first few days. Then after that, they give you some, Vicodin and all this blah, blah, blah for the pain. Realistically, I've had very little pain. I think I might have taken, one or two of the Vicodins. Mostly, if I have pain, I'll just take a couple aspirins or maybe an Advil, something like that. So it's not a big deal. But like I say, it's been 4 weeks now since I had the surgery. Now, first week, what's true? You're doing nothing. You're sitting here in this sling and that arm isn't moving. Matter of fact, you're afraid to do anything with it because you don't want to disrupt anything that they have done. So you don't want to mess with it. But then after a few days, obviously you got to take a shower and so forth. So you gently learn how to take your arm out and put it down and the movement and how to move around. Plus, they give you some exercises at therapy, and they're not what you would call exercises. Basically, what you do, you take your arm out of the sling, you bend over, you let your arm just hang down. Bear in mind, you're not using this arm at all. It's just hanging there. It's just like a dead appendage hanging there. And you bend over and then you kind of rock back and forth, get a little movement going in there in the joint and a couple different movements, then these circular movements. And you do that twice a day, and the point of that being, they don't want that joint to freeze up on you. They want some movement in there. Now, like I say, you're not doing it with this arm. You're doing it through body movement, just like you would swing a golf club, which I've been preaching. You swing it through body movement. That at least gets that joint from freezing up. Now, what's true? It's been 4 weeks. I go into therapy the other day, and this is 4 weeks of just doing that. That's the most you're going to do 2 times a day. Going to therapy the other day. Well, it's been 4 weeks. Now they can do what they call passive range of motion. And now what that is, you lay on a table and there again, your arm's just dangling there. You're not doing anything with that arm. And then the physical therapist takes your arm and moves it into different positions. You're not moving it, they move it. And what they're trying to do is discover the range of motion you have in that shoulder joint. Now what they try to do, after the 4 weeks is get like this. It's a 90 degrees. You got that much range of motion. And then they do another one where they try to take your arm out like this, and they want to see about a 30% range of motion there. And they move it until you start feeling some pain, and you say, hey, I got some pain here, you better quit. The point is, I didn't have any pain. They took mine out to the 45, they took mine out to the 30, and they said, that's very good, you're moving right along. And it's because I was doing those dangling movements with my arms. And I'm not going to go through those exercises because you can look on the internet, rotator cuff surgery recovery period, and they tell you all that exercises. I don't need to do that here. I'm just giving these updates for those of you who might be considering getting a rotator cuff repair. Now, like I said, after 4 weeks, they can start doing this passive thing. Now, they can't do anything like this. And the reason being, like I'd mentioned in the other video, not only did I have the rotator cuff repaired, because all the tendons were just sheared off, they had to reattach it to bone and everything else, but also my bicep, the tendon was sheared off. They had to reattach that. Now, for the biceps tendon, I don't know why this is, but that takes 6 weeks before they can do any passive range of motion. And bear in mind, they're doing this motion. You're not doing this. I'm not doing any of this. I'm not trying to help it whatsoever. They're doing it. So anyway, it boils down to I'll still be doing this passive range of motion thing for probably the next, 2 or 3 weeks. Then after that, I go in for my next appointment with the surgeon. And at that point in time, he'll probably say, Dave, you can get rid of the sling. Well, intermittently, you can get rid of the sling. You don't get rid of it altogether because it's there for protection. If you bump into something or something move around real quick or something causes you to jerk involuntarily, oh God, I got to get it keeps you from doing that kind of stuff. Because realistically, when they reattach a tendon, they're attaching it to the bone. Now, the tendon does not reattach to that bone. Or if you just split it and they're trying to attach it together, that thing doesn't heal for 3 months. That's 12 weeks. It takes that long for a tendon to heal and get back onto the bone. The same way with the bicep one. But for whatever reason, that's just a little more fragile. So anyway, after about 12 weeks, it's been 4 weeks now, after 12 weeks, it will be healed. And at that point in time, I start doing some kind of strength because obviously after 3 months, all the muscle's going to be atrophied. I'm going to be weak as a kitten in my shoulder and so on and so forth. But anyway, that's what all that's for. Right now, it's just to get that lubricated up so that they can determine, yes, I will, at the end of the day, have complete range of motion. That's where everything stands right now. I will tell you one thing. Having this done and the inconvenience of your arm in a sling 24 hours a day when you're sleeping, I don't care what you're doing, going and take a shower. I've got another sling that I wear when I go in and take a shower. It changes your life completely. I mean, there's so many things you can't do. It makes it extremely difficult to do, or you don't even want to do them just because you're in this kind of state. You think about guys that have, like for instance, been in the military and they've lost an arm or something like this. I'm complaining because I've got to deal with this for the next, 8 to 10 weeks. These guys have to deal with the rest of their lives. I mean, you have to learn to put your clothes on, take them off. You have to learn how to take a shower. You've got to learn how to do everything with just one arm. Now, what's true? After 4 weeks, like I might have mentioned in the other one, my hand was fine in the other one, a little swollen straight after surgery, but they give you a ball to squeeze, you get everything. So it's gotten to the point after 4 weeks, if I want to wash a pan, for instance, yes, I can hold the end, the handle on the pan and use my other hand to wash it. Or I can do that as long as I keep my arm stable. But about the time you start to try to use this arm, all of a sudden, it feels like somebody stuck a knife in your shoulder. You don't want that. But the point is you can get around. But I really feel sorry for these guys, the amputees and so on and so forth, that have to deal with this the rest of their life. It gives you a whole new perspective on that kind of thing. There won't be any major changes to my condition for probably at least another 4 weeks anyway. So I will do my next video. When a change comes along, I will do that. But just like the first video, there was no sense in doing another video the next week because nothing's changed for 4 weeks other than taking that thing out and I'm getting more used to this and so forth. But I'll probably do another video, say 4 weeks, 6 weeks from now, when I get into my next phase, and I will take it all the way up through. Because like I say, perhaps some of you are thinking of having this done. And this will give you a very good idea of what it is you can expect. I will say this. I had my surgery done on February 10th. I don't expect to be swinging a golf club until probably September, maybe October. And I certainly won't be able to put any kind of real oomph into a golf swing until then. So my golf is kind of shot for this year. But anyway, trust me, the videos are still going to come, my instructional videos. Okay, well anyway, thanks for watching. If you've got any comments about this surgery or what you think, put them in the comment section below. And, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.